consciousness that is in charge at this moment of this planet is and are aware of every incarnate being that comes into this planet. Through sexual union between a male and a female, energy is then sent up and vibrates up through frequencies. They have technology to be able to see where, and then a soul is then attracted to a lifetime, and then the soul will then, this is just one way, a soul will then come to the womb of the mother, and they can track this from happening. Okay, so in the 1950s there was something called Project Oak Tree. Project Oak Tree, this is the truth about Project Oak Tree. Project Oak Tree, the oak tree itself is symbolic of Lucifer. They use the term oak tree. Oak tree is synonymous with Lucifer. So in the the controlling power that has at this time power over this planet is aware that there are very, very, very powerful beings. I don't know what you would want to call them, demigods, gods, whatever you want to call them. That there was an influx of them coming. So they didn't know where and when they were going to be here, but they needed to find a way of tracking them. Okay, so male energy is explosive, creative, external creative energy. Female energy is receptive, nurturing energy. So they're looking for male energy because it's the male energy that externally builds the world around us. So out of the 42 children, they were looking for these. This is the Anunnaki who put this project together. They did it out of fear because they knew that these beings were coming to this planet, and they needed to make sure that they had their hands on and had control of these particular beings. They didn't know which ones were going to be which. They didn't know. Some were hidden. Some are put into the entertainment industry, and some have been hidden throughout their lives. They were looking for, and whether or not you believe in these deities, it doesn't matter. For me, this is my perspective, and I'm giving my perspective, okay? They were looking for specific beings. The beings that they were looking for were Hermes, Hermes is Thoth, and they were looking for Lucifer. They were looking for the Christos, or how would you say, Yeshua, Jehovah, Satan. Satan and Lucifer are two different individual beings. They are not the same being. So they're looking for these particular beings because they are incarnating. Now, as time has gone on, more powerful light beings are incarnating, and more powerful dark beings are incarnating. It's becoming more and more and more, and building and building. So this particular project, what they did is because the Anunnaki are genetic masters. They are genetic masters on every level. So they went to the pyramids at Giza. They also went to the pyramids all over the planet, and they took. You want to go? Yeah. Okay. So what they had done is remembering this consciousness, this Anunnaki consciousness, has a complete understanding of the inner Earth and the surface Earth. So they know exactly where all the energy grid lines are, all the ley lines, all the dragon lines, and they know where. Called Oak Tree because they were looking for a number of different beings, but they were primarily looking for Lucifer, because they're following revelations from the Bible as a script. So they're following it to a T as a script. So they are looking for that child that was born in the 70s to then continue. I suppose you could possibly call, I don't know this for a fact, but I suppose you could possibly call Lucifer maybe the Antichrist. I don't know. That's a possibility. And so they needed to make sure that they got that correct. They had been looking for, there was about 4 or 5 different boys that, and they weren't sure which one was that one. Each one of these children has also incarnated into multiple lifetimes beforehand. For example, Thoth in Atlantean times.
W czasach Atlantydy Thoth
in Atlantean times was king and ruler, and he ruled for 50,000 years throughout Atlantis. So if we go back 13,000 years, okay, which will take us to approximately 11,000 BC, let's say 11,000 BC, there was a very similar situation that is happening now that was happening then. A potential cataclysm that was going to happen then. I think what they think is if they bring back everybody in this room was there back then too. You wouldn't be here listening to me speak if you weren't back there then at that time as well. You're magnetically drawn to this particular area now and into this room now, to the speakers in this room now, because you subconsciously know that we are now repeating a cycle again. Everybody in here knows each other on some level. Okay, so what they wanted to do is they think that they can stop the cataclysm that happened when Atlantis fell. Atlantis wasn't some idyllic paradise. It also had wars, and it was also, there was negativity went on there, but it was a far more advanced civilization than the one we have now. So as it wants to have, but the heart is an infinite love. It can't be detailed. It can't be categorized. It's source energy. I'm not sure how much anybody understands about the moon, or if they know that it's an unnatural satellite, that it's not a moon like in the same way other planets have moons. It was placed there, and it is a soul harvesting unit. It's used to at the point of death. So they say walk to the light. If I was you, I would take the other direction. But so then when you go there is highly advanced technology there, which then harvests the energy from the soul and the trauma and the sadness of the death of a loved one. It then takes that, wipes the memory from the person, and then at the point that it's necessary, recycles the body or the soul back into another body here on Earth again. So it's a continual loop. That's what the Ouroboros is. That's the snake swallowing its own tail. It's an infinite. So essentially, human beings on this planet have got caught in a time loop, and there is once again an opening to leave. We had an opening to leave when 13,000 years ago when Atlantis fell. We didn't make it, so then we had to start again. Now again there is a window opening where we can leave and separate and get out of the time loop that we're in. But they are pushing. Okay, so we're at a point. They're upping their game themselves. They're upping their game.